Nk'uko mumaze iminsi mudusaba amasomo y'abana mwakifashisha mu rugo, turayabohereje kuri video kandi nta kiguzi tubasaba. Mukomeze kwiga neza mukurikiza gahunda yo kwirinda COVID-19.
Good morning, my learners. I think that you are okay as we wish you always. We are going to learn about the lesson of mathematics, Unit 6, ratios, proportion, percentage and mixture. Last time we were focusing on mixture, where we have seen two parts of mixture: average price of mixture and finding the unit price of the second type of mixture. So the two parts remaining for ending the part of mixture, we shall see them when you will be back at school, because it requires your active participation and following on the blackboard well. So let us learn point 1, ratios. Before studying them, here we are going to see how can we compare ratios, comparing ratios. Then after comparing, we shall see how can we change ratios into fraction and vice versa. Then after, we shall see increasing and decreasing quantities by ratios. So, ratios, what does it mean? A ratio refers comparing two quantities by division. That is the meaning of a ratio. A ratio means comparing two quantities by division or comparing two numbers by division. Here I'm going to give you an example. Carissa has 5 cows and 10 hens. On the blackboard you have two numbers. Carissa has 5 cows and 10 hens. How can we write this one in form of ratios? So I say that Carissa have 5 cows to 10 hens. That is the first way of writing a ratio. Or I can write again, Carissa has 5 cows, double point 10 hens. So there, that is the second way of writing a ratio. Or I can write saying that Carissa has 5 cows over 10 hens. These are the 3 ways of writing a ratio. And then there, we have to know that by writing a ratio, there are 3 ways of writing a ratio. 1, writing a ratio by using word 2. Second, writing a ratio in colon. Third, writing a ratio in fraction form. So let's see those 3 ways. Coming back for our example, we have that is the way 5 to 10. That is the first way, means that using word 2. That is the first way of writing a ratio. 5 to 10. That is the first way. Second way, we can write a ratio by using colon. So I said that 5, 10. The third one, we can write by using fraction form, 5 over 10. So by simplifying this, I can simplify. When I write in fraction form, I can simplify this fraction into the simplest way. So simplify 5 here up, then divide by 5 down. The answer I get is 1 over 2. Another one is, so 5 double point 2 is equal to 1 double point 2. So that is a way of writing a ratio. I repeat again, there are three ways of writing a ratio. One, writing a ratio by using word 2. Second, writing a ratio by using this is colon, and this one is a fraction. So these are three ways of writing a ratio: using word 2, writing in colon, and then writing a ratio by using a fraction. Let's start the point 1. How can we change a ratio into fraction, and how can we change fraction into a ratio? There we have, for example, I'm going to give you an example of a ratio. There we have 5 double point 3. This is a ratio. How can I change this ratio into fraction? The starting number always is a numerator. Then the second one is denominator. So by changing this into fraction, I say 5 over 3. That is a way of writing a ratio by using fraction form. This is example number 1. Example number 2. I can say that 300 to, for example, 700. That is another way of writing a ratio. How can I write this one in form of ratios? As I've told you that when you have a number that can be simplified, we have to write a ratio in a simple form. So this is equal to 300 over 700. I simplify this by this by this. I simplify them by 100, then there down by 100. The answer I get is 3 over 7. That is how can we represent a ratio into fraction form. Now we are going to see how can we convert a fraction into a ratio. Example number 3 is, for example, 7/11. That is again a ratio. I'm going to write it in fraction form. I get 7 over 11. So when you have 7 over 11, how can we change it into a ratio? Another form of a ratio, I said that 7 is the numerator, then 11 is the denominator. The starting number can be 7, so I write 7 as a numerator to 11, or I said that 7 double point 11. That is how can we convert a fraction into a ratio, or how can we change a ratio into a fraction. Have you understood? I repeat again, by changing a ratio into a fraction, the starting number is numerator and the second number is denominator. Where I write that 5 over 3, this is a fraction form, while this one also it is a ratio written in colon. When I change it into fraction, it can be like that. I think that I have understood well. Let's get point 2, increasing number by ratios. Now, this point saying that increasing number by ratios means to increase means that to add. First of all, we have a number, but if somebody asks you that to increase the number by ratios, what can you do? First of all, you will express a ratio given into fraction, then you multiply the quantity given. For example, increase 200 francs in 3 ratios. Here, I would like to give you one method. Here, increase 200 francs in 3 2. Always, the starting number is new quantity, and the second one, it is called odd. What does it mean? Means that this 200, it is an odd number we have, which is equal to 2, and this is a new number. So how can we increase? As I've told you that, first of all, I change my ratio into fraction. So I get 3 over 2, then I multiply by 200. Multiplied by the quantity given is equal to what? This is equal to 3 times 200 over 2. That is equal to what? 600 over 2. The answer you get, it is 300. So my learners, you see that before I have 200 francs, but now I get 300. What does it mean? Here there is increasing process. My money that I have before was increased. Now, how can you do that? I repeat again. By finding the new number, you take the given ratio, then you change into a fraction, as I have done here. Then the second one, you multiply by what? You multiply by the given quantity. Given quantity is 200 francs. Then I take my ratio 3 over 2 times 200, then I get 3 times 2 over 2, 600 over 2, then I get 300. Let's get example number 2. This is example 1. This is example number 2. Increase 700 in 5 4. 700, that is a number in 5 4. What can I do? I take, this is a new one, this is odd. I change my ratio into fraction form, where I get 5 over 4. Then I multiply by given quantity 700. The answer I get, it is 3,500 divided by 4. We are going the operation of division here. 3,500. We are going to divide this quantity 3,500 divided by 4. As I have told you that you have to get the multiplication of 4. So 3 divided by 4, it is impossible. I take two numbers. 35 divided by 4. Which number I may put here up? When I multiply by 4, I get 35 only by 35. There I put 8. 8 times 4 is equal to 32. I subtract, I get 3. I bring down 0. Which number can I put here up? When I multiply by this, it can be 30 or near 30. I see that I put there 7. 7 times 4, I get 28. Subtract, I get 2. I bring down 0. Which number can I put here up? When I multiply by 4, I get 20 or near 20. There it is 5. 5 times 4, I get 20. Subtract, I get 0. That is a process of division. So the answer here is 875. By observing, before I have 700, but now I have 875, which means that this number has been increasing. So we are going again on example number 3. Example number 3. We have that Carissa's income was 75,000 francs last year. In this year, it is increased in 8 5 ratios. The question is, what is Carissa's income in this year? That is the question. Carissa's income was 75,000 francs last year. In this year, it is increased in 85 ratios. What is Carissa's income in this year? How can we solve it? First of all, we have the Carissa's income. So, old income is equal to what? To 75,000. Now, it was increased in 85 ratios. Ratios of increment, it was 85, which is equal to 8 over 5. How can I get the new income is equal to 75,000 francs times 80 over 5, which is equal to, I simplify 75 by 5, up I get 15. So the answer is 15,000 francs times 8, which is equal to, I multiply myself, 15,000 francs times 8. 8 times 0 is equal to 0. 8 times 0 is equal to 0. 8 times 0 I get 0. 8 times 5 is equal to 40. I write 0, I keep 4. 8 times 1 is equal to 8 plus 4, I get 12. So his new income is equal to 120,000 francs. So you see that by refer from the first amount, or the first income was 75,000 last year, but in this year it is 120,000. By observing this, you see that there is what we call increment, or there is additional amount to his income. So let's get the increasing quantities by ratio. Decreasing quantities by ratios. There, what do you have to know? To decrease means that to reduct. There is what we call reduction. If we say that decreasing means that the first quantity can be a lot, but the second one should be few. What does it mean? Here, let's come back about example. Decrease 48 hands in 3 ratios. That is an example. Decrease 48 hands in 3 ratios. As I've told you that the first one is new and the second one is old. As we have done for the increasing, for here also, we have tried what we call, we have tried this ratio in fraction form. How? We get 2 over 3 times the hands we have times 48, which is equal to, I can simplify 48 by this 3. Up I get what? I simplify there, I divide by 3 here and 3. Down I get 1, then I get 16. So the answer is 32 hands. By comparing the first quantity with this one, you see that before there are many hands, but for the second one you see that there is a few hands, where we have 32 hands. So there is what we call decreasing. Example number 1, that is example number 2. Increase 16,000 francs in 2 5 ratios. There, we are going again to do this as we have done this. Coming back with, we are going to write the fractional form of this, which is 2 over 5. I write this as fractional form. Then after I multiply by 16,000 francs, there I get 32,000 francs over 5. We are going the process of division. 32,000 francs divided by 5. There 3 is less than 5. I get two numbers. 32 divided by 5. Which number can I put here up? When I multiply it by 5, I get 32 or near 32. There I put 6. 6 times the 5, I get 30. Subtract, I remain with the 2. I bring down 0. Up, I put 4. 4 times 5, I get 20. Subtract, I get 0. I bring down this 0. There up I put 0. 640. Then this became 0. I subtract, I get 0. Then I bring down the last 0. Up I put 0. So my answer is 6,400 francs. By observing the first one, we have 16,000. Now we have 6,400. So you see that there is what we call reduction amount, where there is a decreasing process. So I think that have you understood well? How can we increase and how can we decrease ratios? And the first point was, how can we convert a ratio into fraction and a fraction into a ratio? How can we increase number and how can we decrease number by ratios? Dear learners, we are going to do the exercise about this point. We have studied the ratios and I make sure that have you understood well explanations that I have given you, and through those explanations you will be able yourselves to do the exercises. Let's set exercise for you. That is question number 1. Change these ratios into fractions or fractions into ratios. Now, example number 2. 800 grams in 7/4 ratios. Exercise number 3 is James. James's monthly salary was 100,000 francs. Increase his salary in 5:2 ratios. Question number 4. Decrease 600 meters in 10-15 ratios. Exercise number 5 is Teta's commodity was last year, but in this year it is decreased in 2-5 ratios. How many kilograms does she have in her store? That is the end of the exercise. You have to do them well, respecting the process you have been using to do the exercises. Differ from the examples I have given you. Dear learners, you have to follow well and differ from those examples I have given you. How can we change fraction into ratio? How can we change ratio into fraction? How can we increase ratios by given a quantity, and how can we decrease quantities by given ratios? Thank you very much for your attention. I make sure that this work will be done well. Stay at home, even as we are at home, and God be with you. Thank you.